With everything on our minds this week, Fauci's emails, Facebook whistleblowers, and AOC's abuela's dilapidated casita, let's not forget the real question on our minds today. When will Rand Paul grow his beard back out, huh? Fuck. Later, we'll ask, what would Jesus do? We'll watch some totally fun and totally sane Biden clips. And I totally thwarted a scam, and I'll tell you all about it on this week's Emergency Exit. Yeah!
This exit's for emergencies only.
Oh, yeah. That's the remix.
It's doing that shit again.
That's the remix right there, bro.
Hey now. Welcome to another episode of Emergency Exit Podcast. This is episode 207. It is June 4th, 2021. It is again 10 on 10. We are broadcasting from K-Brand Studios in our floating tin can far above the world. We're a little pitchy. It's moving there, but it's getting there.
Hey, bro. I'm telling you, man. Once a week, I try it.
My man. I'm Los. You can follow me on Twitter at That's Right Los.
That's right.
Joining me, as always, is the holy Hispanic himself, exactly, David Aguilar.
You damn right it is.
Damn right it is. Dini Pravda. And making sure we're streaming live and adjusting everything on the fly is Brandon, the Herd Hat Mitchell.
How y'all doing?
Live and on the fly.
No.
Yeah, and we got a
Jura.
secondary camera angle up
Yeah.
right here. If you're watching on our Facebook page as well, we got two.
We got a GoPro
Different camera
Vision. You can
angles.
see all the, extra stuff that people don't get to watch
And both views intersect right here.
Wow.
in the middle.
Excellent.
That's where the heart of the show is.
Yep.
Well, there's a lot to talk about. We're going to try to go free form today. I didn't want to prepare too much. I want to see if we can just sort of fly off the cuff.
Ooh, let's see.
See what we do. Because I got a couple things we can talk about. But first and foremost, we've got to take care of some business as we normally do. So why not we jump? Why not we jump?
Why not we jump?
Why not we jump?
Why not we jump?
To the Brew World Order. It's the Brew World Order. Sorry, I talked over the bumper. We said not to do it. All right.
The beatboxing's fine.
We could-
talking, trying to interject something real quick. Just let it go, man.
We could
Just
rap
let
over
go.
it. We could
All right,
freestyle.
this week we've got Kolsch. It's by Alaskan Brewing Company. It's a 5.3 alcohol by volume Kolsch, German style.
It's a German style.
I don't know much about it. We've had an opportunity to drink some,
Yes, we have.
and so we rated it on a scale of 1 to 10. That's right, 10 being the greatest beer, or at least I'd say the greatest beer.
Yeah, the greatest beer ever. And
Nobody ever gives a 10.
Nobody ever gets a 10.
So, that being said, Brandon, what is your rating?
I've never had anything from this brewery before. I've never even heard of it. But that's exactly what caught my attention. When I saw it, I'm like, hey, let's give it a try.
Uh-huh.
I'm liking this. 5.3%. You're hanging out backyard, barbecue, feeding into an evening by the campfire.
Yeah.
This will set that going going straight. Let's give it an 8.
Wow.
8.
First of all, I love the can.
8, wait, 8 what?
8, that's right.
Oh, okay. I
always
confused
forget.
for a moment.
It was like, what? 8
But
what?
you always got to throw in the unit of measurement.
Just done a million shows.
I love the can, man. You don't see cans like this very much.
It is a unique can.
Right? Seems kind of classy, kind of old school.
It looks
Ribbed
like it's
for her pleasure.
There you go.
It looks like it's gonna be a can that's got peaches
Something.
in it.
Right,
You
yeah.
Peel this top right off. It's got those ridges on the. It's pretty
Yeah,
cool looking.
how Brandon said, it's rich for her pleasure. Right?
Oh,
that's
it
what
doesn't
it's there for.
It's not showing up on.
But yeah, it's a great beer. It's one of those beers that I could see myself whenever I get a backyard, getting like a kiddie pool, sitting down with some pink shorts, having the fajitas going on the grill, and maybe a good little 6-pack of these listening to Fleetwood Mac. So that means I'm going to give this 8.5. No, actually, we're not doing points. I'm just going to give it a solid 8. I'm going to give it a solid 8.
Oh, I'm surprised you didn't go up. You went down.
Well, depends what kind of summer day it was.
Oh, sure. Okay. This has got a lot of earthy tones to it. It's dry. The malt It's good. The malt is good. I'm not liking this as much as you guys are.
Really?
I mean, it's good. It's just that earthy tone. Almost tastes like cloves in there. I'm getting hints of clove, and that's turning me off. This gets a 5. That's right.
Wow, 5.
We'll
Sorry.
see it again.
5. That's right.
Wow,
Not just a 5. A 5. That's right.
5. That's right.
That's this week's Brewer Dirty. It's the brew world. All right, so random thoughts of this week here.
Let's do it.
So last week we had quite a stirring.
Yeah, it
Conversation.
was a good one.
Yeah, I don't get into those kind of conversations normally. And I forget I do remember what exactly got us into it too.
What was that? I don't remember.
It was miracles. I was
Miracles.
Like that's your proof of
Yes.
God, and that's what we were basically debating about all night. And, I mean, debating is I don't know. I think more or less I was egging you on and getting you mad, and I was getting frustrated because you made these giant leaps. Like, you know why fucking beer exists? God. It's like that. I'd like to know what happened in the middle there before God gets.
Well,
in the
you know
mix.
what happens in the middle is fermentation.
Yeah, that's right. Yeah, I gotta tell you about fermentation. But yes, so it made me think. After all that, and we won't talk about much here, but it was. I think you were talking about praying. Give yourself up to God.
Yeah.
And I was thinking, what does it take to be able to go to heaven if you've lived a pretty bad life? Do you just give yourself to the Lord and like all their sins are forgiven and like you go to heaven if you died that day?
Yeah.
What if like I've sinned at my deathbed, lived a long life, 125 years, right?
That's a good life.
I'm laying there, but never, always fought you about the existence of Jesus and God in general, right? And then I'm dying. I'm ready to die. You're there too, but you're still healthy as shit.
Yeah.
Like you're still cut,
I
right?
still got steroids.
He's like, hey, what's up, Los? Yeah.
Still going strong.
Yeah, you fucking pussy. You're not going to believe in God now. And I'm like, I should have believed in God.
Trump 3000.
And you know what? I believe and I give myself up to the Lord. And then I go, heaven bound?
Yeah.
Oh, it's that easy?
Yeah, bro. You
You gave me too much.
No, and the reason I'll say that is that my biblical reference is the thief on the cross who died with Jesus. So this guy was arrested, is being crucified. He was a criminal. I think he was a thief. Of course, he's a thief on the cross, right? So he's a thief. He's being crucified as being a thief. And there's two guys.
What was the? But yeah, sorry to cut you off. What is the punishment that brings you to crucifixion? That's a death sentence, right?
So but it depends on especially at the Roman time, they just fucking went crazy. But this guy just stole some stuff, and it was the two.
Put him on the cross.
Yeah, so it was these two thieves and Jesus in the middle.
We need to kill somebody. What we can find
And
here?
one of the thieves was kind of was saying, oh, just saying, oh, if you're really the Son of God, get yourself down and get us down, like show us this big miracle. But then the other thief was saying, hey, remember me when you enter your kingdom. And just by saying those words, Jesus says, today you'll be with me in paradise. So that guy did everything wrong in his life, and at his death with Jesus says, hey, just remember me. And he said, that's enough faith. So I believe at your deathbed, if you believe Jesus is your Lord and Savior, yeah, you will be
What
saved.
you need to be doing is going to the hospitals where they're about to die.
Bro,
That's
wouldn't
where
they
you
let
should be
me?
preaching.
I can't because of COVID.
Well, okay, maybe you may do some Zoom
I
calls
know,
or something.
but hey, but shit, if you can find somebody, call me up. I'll do it, bro. I'll fucking baptize everybody in their fucking beds over there.
I would think you'd get like so much conversions. You'd be like, you'd come into church the next week. You'd be like, guess how many fucking bitches I converted this week?
Well, it isn't about conversions. It's like, do they really mean it? Sometimes when you're
They all died.
Right,
But
yeah.
they said, before they died, they said
But
that.
again,
they lying?
yeah, like so if they're at their deathbed and they really do mean it, I would take that and say, hey, man, like I didn't convert them. Jesus converted them. That's what I would say. But yes, I believe that.
That's right. So yeah, that was sort of something that popped up in my mind. It's like, well, okay, well, if you want to, really want me in heaven with you,
I do. I want both of y'all in heaven with me so we can have more whiskey and beer.
I'll let you. I'll believe. I'll I'll let you preach to me for reals on my deathbed.
There
That
you
way
go.
We
You
can, we can all
know,
end up there.
You know, there's a story that this pastor who was in a church in California, he was a pretty good football player, and his coach coached one of the best teams in California. I can't remember who
Coach,
it was.
Coach Marty Korn.
I don't know if it was like a good California football team.
Marty Korn.
Maricon.
Marty Korn.
But yeah, and so this guy would always try to get his football coach to, he would preach to him, and the coach is like, never, never, never. And so this guy becomes a big pastor, all that kind of stuff, and the coach is about to die, and so he calls this guy John MacArthur. He calls him in, and he's like, okay, tell me to one more time. MacArthur preaches to him. He lives for like another few months or another year or so. And then at his funeral, he has MacArthur tell everybody the story of how he got converted at his deathbed. And he got to live a little bit longer.
Sweet. How much longer?
Hey, we'll see, bro.
Is that what he said? We'll see.
Yeah.
That's what it said. Chapter 5. Verse 7. We will see. Quote unquote.
But just for the audience, we left happy after that night. Went home happy, texted afterwards, and we all have that's the cool thing about us.
You know what it turns into? What I was thinking about too, because I had a whole week to reflect. I never watched it or listened to it back, but it sat with me.
Yeah, same.
And one thing I can say, it's like it always sounded like a one up kind of thing. It was always one up, one up, one up, one up. Oh, you got this. Oh, I got this. I got it. And that's what these sort of debates have always been. Historically, when you have them with someone if you're secular and you talk to a religious person, I mean, they've both had the same kind of conversations where it's like one up, we're trying to build up our knowledge outside of this, and then we go together and you're like, how does a fucking tree grow? Yeah, you're like, well, how the fuck am I supposed to know that? When I fucking, and then you're like, and it's like a one up,
bro. Got him. And that's and I'll just say that's one reason why people don't like debates is because they don't like to be God, right? They don't want to be put on blast or made fun of. But that's why I like debating. I don't mind that. Like, I think it's like if somebody proves me wrong, I'm like, more power to you. I'm gonna come back with another one though. But I don't mind it. But I think that's what's gone wrong so much in our society is that people are too prideful. People think they're right, and so they don't want to be proven wrong, even if they are wrong. Yeah, you know what I mean?
That is, yeah. I could say that for sure.
For sure.
All right. Be it as it may, we'll try to avoid those long things because that literally
it took a whole hour and a half.
I collected stuff the whole week. Yeah,
that was the whole show.
Pretty much wasted it all.
Yeah,
and
we even had UFO photos that I took that same night.
And it's funny, this week I didn't even collect any of this stuff till today. So all this is like from today. And it's funny that I even have stuff on here because I hit you guys up early and I'm like, boys, I fucking have shit. I got nothing written. And nothing to talk about. And Brandon's like, well, we'll fly off the cuff.
Yeah,
so,
man.
I mean, at the very least, I have these 3 topics or thoughts of the week. So that brings us to the second one.
The Taos.
Let's open the show up to anybody who wants to call in.
Give us a call if you want.
Yeah, give us a call.
Let me give you some advice, and I'll give you blunt advice.
If you want us to mansplain.
Will it change your life? You better believe it.
I'll baptize you tonight if you live close.
All right, so. We're hiring for.
Can I also say, and sorry to interrupt.
Go ahead.
I took your advice. I got rid of this part.
Yeah. Oh yeah. There you go.
Right. Let the stash grow. Can I just say, the moment I shaved, my manness elevated 10 degrees.
Like your balls drop a little more.
Way more.
Yeah.
Right. My voice got deeper. I started sounding like Barry White.
I thought I heard it sounds deeper today.
I'm telling you, bro.
Yeah.
Got the stash look.
It's looking good.
I know. I love it.
Maybe soon I'm gonna bring you some wax.
Do it. I don't know what to use, so if you got any recommendations, tell me, cause
you know what we should do.
You're my sensei.
Because I'm ready to get the beard out of here and rock the stash again for summertime, but
for summertime,
gotta have the summertime stash. But maybe we can make some videos where I can show you how I do my mustache,
bro,
for competitions. And then what about out and about? Because there's different for competitions. You sort of have to bring it out and make it look like the best. But you can't. It's not something that you can necessarily rock with all day.
Yeah.
And so,
dude, that'd be dope.
Speaking of
hey,
beards,
what up, Chris?
Speaking of mustaches and beards, there's Chris again joining us, man. He's great guy. Great guy. I've always liked to see him on the Talking Beard Show.
He needs to get a shirt.
Now, I've never grown a beard. No one's ever seen me with a beard. Wouldn't it be great if I grew a beard? Would be the greatest beard.
The greatest beard
ever seen. All right. Anyways, back to what I was saying here. Topics and thoughts of the week. So we're hiring for what I do at work.
Mm-hmm.
So we're expanding a little bit, getting ready for the future. And we've been interviewing lots of people, and I feel that I'm just really good judge of character.
You have a high standard.
The best.
You have a high standard.
Speaking of pridefulness,
Yep.
I'm very prideful of
You take pride in your work.
I take pride in my prejudice at work.
Pride and prejudice.
It's not prejudice. It's just I get to a point where I'm like I don't feel you, and it's a vibe thing, So we've
It's called discernment.
it's what it's called, discernment.
Yeah.
Evidently, and we got this guy. He's great, perfect guy, and he has some prior knowledge of mechanic work, which is essential for our job. And so I'm like, I like this guy, and he's willing to go for the price of the job, right? Like what we're paying.
Yeah.
Then we have this other guy, been a manager of a coffee shop for 10 years.
Wow.
Yeah. And wants to get into doing this kind of thing, and talked about, wants a career in doing that. And so I'm torn between these two. Now, one of those two is actually a woman. And now I want there to be more women in the field that I'm in.
Women in
generally,
tech.
in the tech world, right? Because they can do it too.
Yeah. They have little fingers.
Yeah, whatever.
No, that's children.
We want
Children are better for that
You want little
task.
fingers, go with children. You sexist pig. You. So I definitely say that there should be more women in the field, and I'm sort of biased by that. On one hand, I have somebody who's got great experience. Well, I wouldn't say great experience, but it seems like he's going to fit right in with what's going to happen here. He's going to learn quickly. He's got a mechanic style brain that's going to help tremendously.
Yeah.
And then we have someone else, a woman that has been a manager of a coffee shop, but really eager, like super eager and super stoked, and like. But I'm torn because there's this guy that totally seems like he'd fit in, and then a woman who's doesn't really have that kind of mechanic thing that I know of. She didn't really describe it, but I want there to be like a woman in there in the office. It's weird that I'm.
Well, see,
being I don't want to say it's not sexist,
and
but
this is the way I would say it. If let's say they were going to college, right? Let's say they're going to college or whatever, or like to an academia. Which one would you want to go to that school? The one who has prior knowledge of the skills and everything that they want to study and can develop and grow and be a graduate and be a good representative of the school? Or someone who is just basing it off of eagerness? Because then what happens when that eagerness dies off? Or what happens when things get hard in the workplace and she thinks to herself, man, like this, right? It's, it's almost like when relationships fall out of love. And then they start not showing up to late work. They stop, showing that vigor because the eagerness is worn off. But the other person
what's that hard V word, man?
What? Vigorness?
Yeah,
The vigor?
Take it easy.
It's vigor, right?
It's my fault.
And so that's what I'm saying. To me, I would look at it almost that way. Whether it's male or woman, one person is showing not just prior knowledge, but ambition and success in that field, when the other one is just excited to be in that. And to me, I would be weary of people who are excited or like, into wanting to do something, because that may die off in the next year or two. And if you're going for longevity in the workplace, one proves longevity, the other one doesn't.
The 10-year?
No. The mechanic guy shows that he's into working with these difficulties, and the other one shows that she's just eager to want to learn it.
But sometimes I have to step back and reflect. And remember, I didn't know anything about these machines, and the only experience that I had was mechanic experience. I've worked in cars, and I've done car automotive work in the past, and so that was always my thing. But then as I got into the job, I always wondered the whys of the things. The whys. That's why I asked you why a lot. Why?
I love
God. Stop asking me why it's God. And so, but like, I ask why a lot in this job. Like, why does this do this? Why does this vape? How does this vape work? And why does it work?
No, see, you asked the how, not the why.
But I asked the whys of the how
No,
the
you asked
hows
the
of the
how.
whys is what I asked.
Because you ask how things work, and then once you find out how things work, then you know how they work.
Why
you never,
they work.
You never understand why they work.
Anyways, here's the thing. I would like to hire the woman over the man, and because I think that she would be good. And trust me, she's sort of a pink haired. I don't even want to predict what her political stance is, but I'm also worried in the back of my mind, like, well, if she turns out to be one of those, Karens, I guess, those
Hardcore lefties.
left side Karens or
If
whatever.
she's got pink hair.
I know it's not like pink. It's like it's not pink, but it's a color similar to that.
It's in the rose colors.
It's maroon. Geez, I feel like the majority of sexual harassment things, and not that I do any sexual harassment.
not that I do sexual harassment.
Not that I do any of that, but it made me think about, like, well, male. If there was a male standing next to me, we could. I wouldn't like nipple twist or like flip the nipple or anything, but like we do with our old buddies back at home,
So you wouldn't nipple twist a man, but you would nipple
It's
twist
funny
a
how I
woman?
think about this, and we don't even do like this with the other males in the shop. So I'm like, what if she thinks that like that's weird and we get sexual harassment? So I'm internalizing too much because I think that I have a bias because I want a woman in there, and I should go with, like, logically I should go with the male who is got the experience and will take to this job like fish out of water.
Yeah, logically you should.
Fish out of water takes to it like fish out of water,
Just
baby.
dies.
Like dying.
He just dies the moment he fucking gets in.
What do you think about that? Boys and girls on the telly.
Yeah, call us on the line.
830-875-0637. We are indeed live. 8:21.
We are super live.
It's 72 degrees.
We are super
Let's go to Brandon with the traffic. Brandon.
Well, everything seems nice and clear going up 35. Now you got a little bit of a slowdown when you get north up into Georgetown off of 29, but everything looks nice and clear sailing. Back to you.
Wait, I just saw a bunch of lightning and thunders and stuff.
Yeah, that was a traffic report.
Oh shit, okay.
Yeah, we got weather coming up in
Yeah, there's
in 7
Yeah,
minutes.
like I didn't ask you for the fucking weather.
we do weather on the 9s here.
Mild thunderstorm. Barely any rain.
Whoa, we got
72
some
degrees tonight.
We got some mild thunderstorms.
With a high of 87 tomorrow. I'm Steve Williams.
From the Weather Center, I'm Steve Williams.
Telling you, spade or neuter your pants.
This segment was brought to you by Poop Scoopers.
There you go.
We
Scoopies.
call rescue roaders. Oh, okay. One last one I've got for us. So it was 2 days ago.
Mm-hmm.
Actually, let's rewind back to Friday of last week. I saw on my Ring device FedEx ringing the doorbell, and they had a package.
He did.
I didn't get to the app quick enough, and he left a sticker that said, "Here's your stuff. We'll come back the next business day." The next business day happened to be Tuesday, because Monday was a
Wait, so he didn't drop your
holiday.
package off?
No, because excuse me. Maybe I should have mentioned that it required a signature. So
How long was he there for?
just for a little bit. I didn't have my. Don't worry about it. I didn't have my thing where it answered the phone or whatever. It just like you. I didn't get to the notification quick enough. So either way, they were going to come back. And by the way, I didn't even know there was something coming for me. Matter of fact, I thought this was for my significant other, because she had told me she's got some like makeup coming, and I thought, okay, that makes sense. She wanted to get the signature because she wanted to make sure it didn't sit on the porch and melt.
Or somebody stole it.
We're not too worried about that yet, but her concern was it melting because it's makeup and shit, and seals like died for that or something. Baby seals or something.
Baby seals die for
Little baby lions, baby cubs.
baby
So
salmon.
I thought that was the case, and then we waited a few days, and it was now Tuesday, and they dropped it off. I answered the Ring app, and I said, "Oh, hey, that's me." And well, actually, they said it was for me, and I was like, "Oh, well, that's me." And he's like, "I can sign for it for you and put it down your thing." And I said, "Yeah, just put it in front of the camera there." And I went on his way, and then I picked it up. And I opened up this box, and this box had a Galaxy cell phone in it, brand fucking new.
Galaxy.
Now this came from Spectrum Mobile. So I am a subscriber of Spectrum Wi-Fi. That's it.
Uh-huh.
That's all I have is Spectrum Wi-Fi. But this was Spectrum Mobile, a whole different subsidiary of them. Still under the same umbrella, of course. So I called them up and I asked, like, why did I get a cell phone? Well, you opened up this account on Wednesday, 2 days ago. Well, not 2 days ago, but last week on Wednesday, 2 days before the phone initially showed up. And you paid for a month. It's a $5. It's $100 phone. You pay $5 a month for the phone, and it's $50 for the service. Unlimited data,
Unlimited data.
unlimited texts, unlimited minutes. Whoever counts minutes.
Nobody does.
And so I
That's
was
so
like
2003.
thinking, did I do that? Like, oh yeah, I guess I did that. You know, why would I? And I was thinking, why would I fucking need a cell phone? It's not even that great of a phone. And so I called them up. And they told me all that. And then they said I paid for it, and I looked in my statements, and I go, "Well, I don't see anything in my statement." And I go, "What's the last four of that credit card they used?" And she goes, "Well, I can't tell you." Then I go, "Well, let me give you all of mine," and I list them all, and I had a bunch of them in my hand. And I go, "These blah blah blah." No. And I go, "Okay, well, this didn't get charged to me, but it's got my name attached to it with my home address."
Ooh.
And then I asked, "Well, what was the email that they used?" They said a whole different email than isn't mine. But it had it had Carlos in it. Very odd.
What?
So evidently they needed to have my security code, and that's all they needed to get into my account. But here's the very odd thing.
But what account? They just who paid
my
for
Spectrum account. I don't even know how they did this because I have a separate Wi-Fi is separate than mobile.
Yeah. Uh-huh.
And so you don't call the same. I guess you do call the same number, and it'll direct you to the right department. And so I didn't know what was going on here. Okay, so this phone came in. They paid for it. They paid for like half of it. They paid for a month's work of it. Like it was ready to be worked right out of the box. And they were like, "Did you open it?" I said, "No, I just opened up the box that it came with, and then there's the box all sealed up still." And I'm like, "Yeah, I know I'm not gonna fucking open it." They were like, "Don't open it. Don't open it. There's a scratch." I'm like, "Okay, take it easy." And it made me wonder. I was like, what the fuck? What kind of scam is this? So, first of all, they got my security code. I don't know how because I have paperless statements. Paperless statements.
Same.
So I've never received this that had my security code. So they were talking about how there must have been some sort of weird switch or weird thing that happened, right?
Maybe Russia.
Russia, they said they're probably involved. Russia. So I returned the phone, and so I got transferred over to fraud where I told them this whole story, and they're just like, "What the fuck?" Like they're perplexed by this. Like, okay, so you didn't order this phone? I said no, and I'm like, I didn't even know my own security code either. By the way, like they were asking me my security code. I'm like, what? And I told them like a security code that I generally use for stuff, and they're like, no, that's not it. And I was like, well, I don't know what to tell you. I don't have anything else. Is there another way that you can verify me? And they sent me
A text
email.
or something.
They sent me a text or something, right? And I was able to do all that stuff and get in. So I don't know how they were able to get into like initially. So it must have been maybe a glitch or something. Because if it was a scam, it's a pretty shitty scam.
Yeah.
You get it. I take your information. I go on Spectrum, open up a new mobile account. I pay for the phone using a different credit card. Now it could be mine. It could be stolen. I don't know. I don't know. Maybe that's what. Maybe that's the scam. It's a stolen card that's attached to your name.
Well, what I was thinking is, what if
maybe someone's out to get me? One of these fucking viewers.
Well, what I'm thinking is like, what if Spectrum sent it to you, hoping that you would just start it, use it, activate it, and you just got on the plan.
I sort of thought about that too. That was my first initial thing. Like, okay, they send you a credit card sometimes.
Yeah. You
didn't even ask for it.
Because I'm pretty sure they can get all those fucking phones from China for like $2, man.
Yeah, it retailed for $120. It's not that great. It's a Galaxy like A.
Nobody even know what the fuck that is. Do you know what a Galaxy is? If you do, call in at 976 or 830-857.
Well, yes, 830-875-0637.
There you
All right,
go.
weirdest thing there.
I just threw a bunch of numbers out there.
You remember a couple years ago we had that Amazon Well, it wasn't Amazon in general, but it was somebody who was stealing packages.
Yeah,
I just did a quick
Amazon bomber.
search, and it looks like it's part of a brushing scam, is what it's called. And essentially, the scam works: third-party sellers on Amazon, eBay, and other online marketplaces pay people to write fake positive reviews about the products, but to be able to post the reviews, the so-called brushers need to trick the site into making it appear that they made a legitimate transaction.
Well, what does that have to do with my situation? Is that the same?
I don't know. I mean, I just kind of searched in keywords, and all this kind of seems like you get a package that you're not even expecting, has nothing to do with you, has your name, your information on it, but you never ordered it. Your bank statements haven't been hacked.
I see what you mean.
Yeah, they're just they essentially bought fake reviews, and in order to do that, they have to buy a product.
But what would happen if this person just stopped, kept the phone, paid for that when they're able to, they're gain $50 or something because they can retell that. So they pay for a certain percentage of it.
Yeah.
And then this initial service.
I guess if it's not stolen and it's paid for, I don't think there's anything to really worry about.
Yeah, bro, fucking put that shit on Facebook Market.
Fuck yeah.
Interesting. Well, there you go. That's what I've got.
Unless they were hoping for you to use it, and that's a phone that's going to track you through Antifa.
Yeah, exactly. That's this is Alex.
Hey, we got the facts. We got the documents here, Joe.
we
got the documents, Joe.
Stop talking. I've got it. Not you. That's me. I've got him. I am the gatekeeper.
You say the gay? You coming out already, bro?
The gang raper is what
He
I
said he's gay. It's Pride Month, ladies and gentlemen. You heard it here first in the emergency exit. The first half Filipino Gaysian. We're gonna call you Gaysian. Gaysian
What?
American. Call in. What do you think about that? 830-875-0637.
What should we talk about now?
Whoa, Fauci, bro.
You want to talk
Fauci and his
Fauci?
motherfucking emails, bro. That guy's been lying like nobody's business.
All right. So yeah, let's go to the very bottom link there because what do we know about the emails exactly? Like, what do you know?
So the emails show that Fauci knew that it could have came from a lab,
Yes.
something he shot down almost immediately. He had conversations with colleagues talking about where not just where could it came from, but that it looked like it did not appear from nature, but could have been created in the lab. People asking him about masks and him saying, "Oh, masks aren't that big of a deal." It's kind of again contradicting everything he said in public. Almost everything he said in public, whether it was a mask, where the virus came from, whether it was from China, all those kind of things. Fauci, through his emails, shows that he agreed with all those things and knew all those things, but did not want to say it publicly.
Right, and he has flip-flopped a lot on stuff.
Mhm.
And it is sort of odd that we keep thinking that he's this great guy. And he really, I don't think he, I think I talked about it. He's just a bureaucrat. He's just doing what he's the head of, right? He's the speaker and the head of. It's funny how he's like the head of this. And like, not even the president like talks to the public like
Dude,
the head of that. Like, why doesn't he have some sort of speaker for the NIH?
He makes more money than the president makes.
I think that's true.
Yeah, and so why? Again, if this
Sounds true.
And this man is a public, he is for the public. So I've been seeing on social media people are like offended that Fauci's emails are being leaked, and it's like, no, he is a public servant. He is here for us. He is the head of the CDC. Yeah, he's the highest paid employee in the entire federal government. So this guy
Wow, he makes $417,608.
Damn.
I said that all weird. Highest paid out of all 4 million.
So it says
federal
not only
employees.
that made him not only the highest paid doctor in the federal
you
government.
can see what kind of like pressure he's under, right? Like he can't go against like the government who pays him. Like he's the top one. It's interesting how he is the top paid and he doesn't like have a speaker say any of his stuff. Like he's out in the public. Maybe people take that for advantage. Like, well, like finds him credible because he's like, dude, he's just a normal guy.
No, bro. You know
Just
what?
a normal
you know what
guy.
it is? He's a small, frail little man who's never been
Little
popular.
man,
Who's
small
never
hands.
who's never been popular. Small hands. He's never been popular his entire life. Nobody's ever given a shit about him, and now he has a fucking limelight on him, and he's saying, "Oh, everybody listen to me. Everybody look at me. Everybody's giving me attention, bro." Just looking at him, there's nothing impressive about the guy. So once this motherfucker gets 15 minutes of fame, he's gonna try to soak it up like fucking Donald Trump on the Bahamas. You feel me?
He sounds like he like smokes cigarettes.
He smokes a lot of cigars.
Like, would it be funny if we had a doctor that was
A
always
doctor.
smoking cigarettes? Like, you got to remember, okay? Like, is my Fauci? It's pretty good.
It's
right?
pretty good right now.
One thing I want to touch on real
Be
quick.
careful not to get coronavirus in your anus.
You guys are saying that he's pretty much a bureaucrat, and I mean, yeah, he served under 6 U.S. presidents.
Yeah.
So I mean, this is what he does.
Yeah.
Like he's a politician essentially.
And Chris Odom is correct by saying that they weren't leaked. They were released through
Yes.
the FIOA, Freedom of Information Act. BuzzFeed did it.
From all the people
Of all fucking publications, but I think they're doing
where
damage
you,
control.
where you can learn recipes from.
I think it's more not because it's like they're being fair. They got them so that they can discredit them and then make sure that they can get above and in front of all the. We're gonna call them conspiracy theories, okay? Now be careful what you say about the coronavirus because it comes from the wild, from bats. Now, it would be irresponsible for us to not study the effects that the coronavirus has on humans. Now, did we pay for studies? Maybe. Did we know they were research gain of function? Maybe. Was I going to tell you? Absolutely not.
I'm telling you right now.
You asking me, when were you going to tell me? I'm telling you now.
I'm telling you now. But dude, Fauci, come on, man. Like, this dude lied
Here's the
to
thing.
our face,
He's lying
bro.
because when they say gain of function, like technically, I guess in his, I would think the best of him. And I'll give him the benefit of the doubt that yes, when we do these kind of studies, it's not for gain of function. It's to understand it so we can better avoid that kind of thing, right? But that's got a different word. That's what he believes in. And saying gain of function is the same exact thing, except the intent is to make it, use it as a weapon, bioweapon. So
Not always.
Not
Gain of
always.
function is just figuring out how
Yeah.
it works, what does what, and I mean where you go from
Seeing
there.
how it develops, how it
Yeah,
manipulates,
if
how
you want to
hit-
make
yeah.
it into a weapon,
but
then
that's
you can.
that's
but
the semantics about it. When you say gain of function, that's what they hear
Yeah.
you say. They hear you say that this is for bioweapon kind of.
They
It's like,
interpret it a different way.
no, they just
Ah,
get
here
in there,
goes
rip
the-
it apart, and figure out how it fucking works.
Here goes the gain of function again. It's
This
all
is-
theater.
this
here
is-
comes the theater
Here
again.
comes the theater.
Now let me give it to you straight. I'm gonna give you the facts. Can I finish, please?
The
Can I-
facts.
It's funny we talked about that. Can I finish, please? And he like paused for a little bit, like he was waiting for the apology. Okay, go ahead, Mr. Fauci. It's actually doctor, you son of a bitch.
Doctor. Just like Joe Biden.
Let's read from this here. He told me it wasn't gain of function, but admitted it in these emails. Rand Paul says Fauci lied over U.S. funded research in
You son of a
Wuhan lab
bitch.
and demands he is fired. Now, can you shrink that just a little bit? 'Cause
Rand
we're
Paul
getting a cut off there on the left
Demand satisfaction.
side.
That's what this headline should have been titled. Rand Paul demands satisfaction.
Demand satisfaction. Paul appeared in the. This comes from Daily Mail. Not exactly the rightest of wing.
And from the UK.
I think they're I don't know. They still have. Do they have a bias at all? I feel like I get a lot of good news from them.
It's a hit or miss every time I read
It's
them.
hit or miss. Okay. Paul appeared on the Ingram Angle, where he claimed revealed emails proved Fauci may have been in part responsible for the development of COVID-19. The junior senator from Kentucky said,
Well, hold on. In part responsible for the development.
because yes, if we funded them, which we most certainly did, they. Now the question is, did it develop? I mean, obviously it developed in the lab, but it's not. They'll say it came from bats, but yeah, like maybe the original virus came from bats, which got researched and then tweaked and mutated and evolved. It evolved.
But he's saying that Fauci may not only known, but he may be responsible for developing the very thing that has killed.
I think in part, like they say he's responsible, but like that's like saying, yeah, I gave them the money to do this research, but like whether or not he actually knew, like I said, I want to give him the benefit of the doubt because you're either dumb or you're either fucking evil. So in this kind of situation, I'm just gonna say he's just probably playing dumb on this
with all those degrees.
With all them degrees, being
just
stupid. But I would think he thinks that they're doing the research like properly. He thinks, but then forgets. Well, they're the communists, but the scientists aren't the communists. They're sort of under the tyranny of the communists.
Yeah.
There. And it's a very difficult situation. Let's continue here. The junior senator from Kentucky said Fauci bears moral culpability. Paul asserted COVID-19 was created by the Wuhan Institute of Virology through National Institute of Health funding, a theory which has not been proven. It's not been proven. Fauci told him at a hearing last month, the NIH has never and does not now fund gain-of-function research in the Wuhan Institute.
That's a good one.
It's not bad. I think it's getting better.
That's getting way better. Since you brought up the smoking, it's gone up another notch.
It's basically, I think that's what. And it made me think about that that woman, that trans woman who's like talking about health in the news recently, like health, but she's also transgender.
Yeah, there you go.
And like
we got Amy.
Just playing dumb is true. Yeah.
So you think he's just playing dumb? I agree. I think he's just playing it.
But yeah, he has to play dumb. He is playing dumb, but sometimes he has to do it because he has to lie.
Yeah, because he has 400 racks on his fucking pocket, bro.
Those emails showed that, like, oh, yeah, we don't have to worry about masks. Only sick people have to wear masks. And then all of a sudden it's like, well, we can say they get asymptomatics. But no, this is not in the emails. It's not in the emails, but this is what the plan was. It's like, okay, asymptomatic people can spread it, and nobody knows if they've got it. You got to tell them to wear masks.
Boogeyman exists.
But we didn't want to say. We wanted to say because we'd have a paucity of masks. That's what he said, paucity, and I had to look that up. Yeah, like a shortage.
Yeah, shortage.
That's what it meant. A paucity.
It's running dry.
I made sure to look that up in the dictionary before I came to this hearing, boys.
That was on my my dictionary list to read. A passet.
Anyways, let's continue on here. Paul claimed Fauci's emails showed he was worried about the NIH-funded gain-of-function research as early as last February. In his email, in the subject line, he says, quote, gain-of-function research, end quote. He was admitting to his private underlings 7 to 8 months ago, end quote. Paul said, Fauci appeared in an interview with the Don Lon Report. The Don Lon Report?
Don Long.
Don Lon Juan. Big Dong Long. In which he defended a grant the United States had provided to the Wuhan lab. Fauci also admitted that I can't guarantee everything that goes on in that lab.
That was Christopher Walken, too.
I can't guarantee everything that's going on in that lab. Nah, shit, that's bad. It got Keanu Reeves.
It got Keanu Reeves in there, bro.
He has denied that the NIH directly funded gain-of-function research in Wuhan. Fauci, who is considered America's top expert on infectious disease,
The very top.
also explained why scientists focus their theories on the natural transmission. Also explain why scientists focus their theories on the natural. Why'd they do that? Well, we don't want to, because we thought that China was not going to lie to us.
Come on, you believe in China?
All right, listen, we got like 20 minutes left here to finish up some stuff. Let's go to this link here. Listen, you guys want to add anything? Like we've been talking about, we've been pretty critical of Fauci from the beginning, and not because he gave us no reason to be critical of him, but from the second that he backed off on masks. Like, what study came out to say that this was better? I think it was the asymptomatic spread that brought that on. But then we've got the recent lab leak theory, which we were talking about.
Well, and even that, dude.
Check our Instagram.
It was also just fucking, like, the way that the media was pinning Fauci against
Fake
Trump.
news.
You know what I mean? Like, the media was pinning Fauci against Trump, making it seem like like what Trump said was a lie and what Fauci said was the truth. But every time you would look at the research, like with Trump and hydroxychloroquine, I think I read an article that said it's proven itself 100% accurate. Like
they give it. It's so safe they give it to pregnant women.
Yeah, exactly. So right,
My man.
so
He's back.
So hydroxychloroquine, Trump was touting it, speaking about it, saying, "Oh, I took it," and Fauci was going against it. That's what I'm saying. Put the light inside of you, the fucking rays or whatever Trump was saying. Fauci went against it, but it's proven.
Is there a way we could put that light inside the body?
And it's proven itself true because science has done it before. So how many people has Fauci allowed to die because he was intentionally going against what Trump was saying? Intentionally, because the media was making sure that Fauci had to go against everything Trump was saying was going against it, and that's what they were doing. Fauci ended up being the media sweetheart. The media loved him, and so he just went with the whole media talking points. What happened? Oh, you don't gotta wear 2 masks. Media starts writing about why you should wear 2 masks. Fauci, well, maybe you should wear 2 masks. After he's been vaccinated twice, and he's wearing double masks. And then what? It's all for theater. Oh, here comes the theater again. So what we're seeing here is that Fauci leans more towards not just the Democrats, but the talking points of the media. And because he chose that route and went against everything Trump was saying, he ended up killing more people because he was going against the things Trump was saying, which were proven correct.
Hydroxychloroquine and zinc is what I was given last year for pneumonia.
Zinc is so good for you.
Thank you, Amy. If you want to give us a call,
Yeah.
the number's right down below, 830-875-0637. We're going to continue on on the other side, where we're going to talk about Project Veritas.
Wait, how much more time we have?
We still got 10 minutes
we
left
still
here.
got, we still got time then.
We've got a transgender dude has a baby. We'll talk about AOC. We got some fun Biden clips, like I said,
I
we
can't
talked
wait
about.
to see it.
We'll get to all that in a little bit. And we got an update on the 2 girls who carjacked and killed that immigrant. Remember
Oh,
that video we showed you?
yeah.
We've got an update on that.
Were they also immigrants?
No, they were not.
Oh, shit.
They were evil little children. But I wanted you to read this article. I looked at this news and it made me think, like, geez, what would David do? And said, I named it, what would Jesus do?
Well, because that's my first name is Jesus.
That's exactly right.
Yeah.
Exactly. So please read this article.
Okay.
This is your first time probably reading this, so.
Man claiming to be female wants to become nun. I will not give up, even if I have to go to the Vatican. Everywhere I register, the sisters are enthusiastic, the man said.
Scroll down there. Hard hat. This comes from lifesitenews.com.
Let's see. So, a 46-year-old Catholic man in Belgium who identifies as a female is pushing to gain entrance to a convent as a nun where he hopes to live the remainder of his life as a religious sister. Sprouters.
Yeah, that's how you pronounce it.
Sprouters. No wonder he fucking had to become a woman with shit like that. That's probably choking on dicks all day. Radio 2 and twerk.
Christ, my God.
Everywhere.
Lord. He did not mean it.
Everywhere I register, the sisters are enthusiastic, but it is not allowed by the rules, he says, for a man who believes himself to be a female to enter the convent. So what do I think about this?
Yeah, roll it up and see. Let's read some more. So yeah, what do you think about this?
Shit.
Wait, let's get a
Oh
look at-
no, is that him?
That's her.
Bro, that's a him, bro. I don't give a fuck how many plastic surgery. Is that Caitlyn Jenner?
Can you screw?
Is that Caitlyn Jenner, bro? Are you trying to dupe me?
Let's get a face on that one.
You gotta zoom in. You gotta let's get.
That's
there
like,
you go.
you know what that looks like? It looks like somebody like got a picture of like Mandy Moore and just like put his face in.
Bro.
Come on, no, we gotta get the full picture, bro. There you go. Looks like a Christina Aguilera picture, and he took a, he photoshopped his face.
Oh shit! Man, you know what? Those
Those are
titties,
definitely real.
I was gonna say, those titties look real enough. Nah, man, but okay. Let's see.
Okay, so why wouldn't Jesus and God allow this?
Well,
You've got let's see, you've got less than 10 minutes.
okay, so I would
Fine.
say one, biblically, God created man and woman. when God creates man, he means man to be men, and he has masculine things that he's put into not just the world, but into men that act manly, right? That's why we have, more hormones, muscles, all these things more than women. We have more facial hair, we're stronger, all these kind of things proves a man to be a man. Those things he's put in men. He has not put in women. He's only put in men because he wants men to act like men.
You don't put it in a woman?
Men put it into women.
Oh, okay.
Right?
Just double checking.
So even then, like you have a male and a female part in which that they reproduce, right? You see this in the plant world. You see this everywhere. There's male and female.
We get how that works.
Right?
Why can't this transgender dude become
because God
man?
created him a man. So him becoming a woman is blasphemy. It's going against God's
what
creation.
If he wanted to be a priest?
It would still be going against God's creation. I don't care about what he wants to do, like as a man. I'm saying the fact that he is a man identifying as a woman is already bad.
¿Por qué?
Because God created him a man.
Yeah, well, it's his costume.
God doesn't call us to wear costumes. He calls, right? If you want to go biblically,
what are you talking about? What do you think those priests and shit? They got their robes and
no.
everything.
Well, see,
that's a costume.
That's not a costume. That's because they believe that they shouldn't be wearing clothes of different fabrics.
Of different fabrics.
Yeah, so they wear
it's all the same fabric.
Yeah, so they wear this.
All
that's
cotton?
all. I don't know what it is.
Probably linen or something.
But
really scratchy.
But I would say the first
100 count. Correct.
First thing first would be he's a man. God created him a man, and that's just the way it goes. Yes.
God created man and woman to have separate roles.
Yes, they are not. They are distinct. They're not different. They're distinct. Man has one role. Women have another role. That's just the way we were created. But why it's wrong for him to?
Where's the line? What if he was like? What if she was like did all like just still was a man but just dressed like a woman but did everything? Dude, hung out with you, did everything like you. I think about the cross-dresser that was in like Married with Children, and like they got the whole team back together, and he's now a cross-dresser, but he was a quarterback, but he's like, I'll still beat you. Like, I may look like a woman, but I'll beat the shit out of you, kind of thing, right? What if they wanted to become the
I would
priest?
say it all goes off of the word identity. He identifies as a woman. God has come into the world to remove our identity and to put our identity in Christ. When our identity is in Christ, then we live out the identity that God has created us to live out. So when we're
the rule of two.
So what I would hope is that this man goes into the covenant or maybe into the priesthood and say, hey, let us teach you where you're wrong, and they show him the error of his ways, and he becomes a man and says, hey, I've been living, and there's so many stories, bro. There's so many stories of transgender people who become Christians and go back to their actual sex because they regret that they were led down that path.
Did you see that thing? It was like on ABC, like 60 Minutes, where they talked to a bunch of people that regretted transitioning.
I did not see that.
Oh my God. It's like, are you, what? For real?
But-
like, that was dude. Yeah, go ahead and look that up. It was like transition regret, ABC.
Yeah, there's
60
a lot
Minutes.
of that, dude. Because a lot of these people are pretty, like, if I could be 100% honest, I think a lot of these people are just guinea pigs in trying to create that kind of culture.
How common is transition regret? Detransition is more common in the earlier stages of transition, particularly before surgeries. It is estimated that the number of detransitions range from less than 1% to as many as 8%. Studies have reported higher rates of dissonance among dissonance. Is that right? Dissonance among children, young children. You can't say young children. I mean, they are young. It's a redundant.
But yeah, and that's the thing. It's for this. First, I would say he needs mental attention, because for him to think that he is, but then I would say the mental attention he needs is found in the Bible. He needs to realize you were created as a man. The only way you will find life's fullest fulfillment for yourself is through living out your masculinity. The way that you
he does.
He doesn't.
Let's say he does. Dude, look, that guy looks like he can fucking still catch a football.
First of all, look, I would just say look at that
Big
jawline.
fucking
He has a good
man
jawline, bro. You know how many girls he can get with a jawline like that?
He
but
probably still fucking bangs chicks.
Exactly. So then why the fuck are you becoming a tranny?
Well, we do have a story actually on the other side that refers to this.
It's the fluoride. The turning the frogs gate.
It's true.
Got to represent for the boy Alex Jones over here. Bro, I ordered some shirts. Hopefully they'll come in soon, so I can start rocking the new logo.
Oh, you ordered some of our shirts.
Yeah, so we can rock the new logo.
Oh man, it's sweet.
I
Which new logo?
got to show the fucking new logo.
The Brew World logo.
No, the new one that we just made.
Ah, that's right. You guys should make a new one again.
And do it again.
I need to talk to you about the logo you guys made.
Yeah.
I got to tell you a couple things about it. I gotta go.
It's all good.
We'll talk about it. We're gonna go on the other side here in just about 3 minutes.
Break on through to the other side.
Would you go ahead and Brandon? Would you real quick? I think we've got some time. Yeah, I think we got some time to look up that 60 minutes detransition thing, and we can get like a trailer for it because I think it's a pretty interesting segment.
I don't know how much whiskey you want, but
Yeah, one of those. Go to the top one. I think the top one would probably be the best.
I'm over here just pouring like a motherfucker, bro. Because I don't know.
Well, it's like fucking. It's 2 fingers.
Two
fingers.
2 fingers is right, isn't it?
Yeah, there's no YouTube ones. Maybe if you just go to YouTube and do that. Sometimes that result. Yeah, sometimes that result gets for me. All right. No bonsai this week. I don't have any really thing new. It's just sort of the middle of spring, and we're.
What got you into bonsais?
I don't know. I feel like it's weird when I.
It's
when
not
I
your
s-
heritage.
Maybe it was Cobra Kai. I was watching Cobra Kai. No. It was. I started watching that after I got into bonsai. I forget what exactly like sparked it, but I think maybe like a bonsai video. I watch a lot of YouTube, by the way. It's like my #1 TV channel. If it was
Wow.
a TV channel, that would be what I watch. Was yeah, it's YouTube because there's everything, right? And I've got all these channels that I watch when I get home. Like Rhett and Link's always on. Man, I love Rhett and Link. Those guys. Are great.
Really?
Yeah, Rhett and Link are great. You don't like them? Because they're defected from Christianity, huh? That's why you hate them.
Nah, bro, I didn't even know that about them.
You know that? There's like this whole like podcast where they talk about how, dude, they grew up evangelicals.
I believe it.
You know that? And they came from North Carolina. And when they came to California, Steve Crowder did a whole fucking video about these two, about them doing that, and how he said, like, this is what happens when you moved. Basically, it came down to, like, yeah, they were corrupted by going to L.A. Because when they moved to L.A., they were still fucking hardcore Christian, and then now they doubt the existence of God or whatever.
Wow. I could tell. I didn't know they were Christian, but I can definitely tell their ideology through their YouTube videos.
Yeah.
Yeah, definitely. I didn't like, but it makes a lot of sense that they started off as Christians because that comes off in their personalities.
Yeah, and we're off at 58:30, 58:58, right? 58, just 58 on the dot.
58:30.
58:30. That's what I thought. Yeah. Okay. Hey guys, we're gonna be back. We're gonna keep going on. If you're watching us on Channel 10, thanks for watching us. I think we've pretty much lost all you guys, anyways.
Bro, it's crazy to think where your beard starts and where your beard ends.
I know. I it's getting too mangly, and I gotta do something with it. We need to be making some more content for the show.
I'm down with that mustache, bro.
We want to do the mustache video.
Just because like that will help me out a lot.
Yeah.
Like mustache maintenance.
Yeah, because there's other
Mustache Mondays.
There's things that you can do like while if you don't want to go with the whole styling it up to a T every single day, you gotta
see. Because sometimes
manage.
I want to go for that like over lip look, just
Yeah.
because my mustache doesn't like to do the curl.
Well, it will. If it doesn't, it won't do it now. But if you put a little bit of product in there, you'll definitely be able to get something working. It's all about that. I just want you to know, bro.
Sign off.
All right, we'll talk to you guys on the other side. Los, bye. Yeah, okay, so it was just me rambling at the end, trying to like kill this.
Bye.
All right, bye. Los, bye.
Bro, that's the best sign off in the fucking world.
All right, so now we're on officially on YouTube. We can do call to actions if we want.
Yes.
All right, you know what that means? Fucking go to the Channel 10 people, like whoever runs Channel 10, and like send them like emails and say how much you like their our
Yes.
show and how it should be featured
Syndicated.
and syndicate. What do they? What they've got the power to do syndication.
Syndicate us.
Could you imagine if they did a marathon of our show?
Bro, I think people would learn a lot.
If we did they put us on every single night, and there was the live episode was on Friday nights, but every other day, every day, on 10 o'clock, Channel 10, they played our show.
Bro, we have enough content for them to do that shit. What have we been
give me
wrong
another
about?
beer?
What have
Is
we
there
been
one
wrong
in there?
about, Los?
Please
What
get
have
the-
what have we been wrong about? Please.
Well,
What?
there's not much we've been wrong about.
We have not been wrong about
But
anything.
Let's not like lose our pride. Let's not be prideful.
It's good to be prideful when you're right.
Yeah, is that right?
Only when you're right.
How do you know if you're right? What if you feel like you're right in the moment and you realize you're not right?
Oh, that's pride.
That's pride,
Yes.
and that's sinful.
Yes.
You go to hell for it.
Depends.
Depends, like the diapers.
Yes.
Like if you.
Well, I would
shit
say
your pants?
I would say you don't go to hell for being prideful if you understand where your pride actually lies in, which is the truth.
Chris Odom says you got to train your mustache. You got to train it, but maybe that works. for some
I've been
people.
brushing it this week. I've been just keep brushing it.
What you need to do is have some product in there. You need to
Okay.
put some sort of like a waxy substance in there.
I've been using hair pomade. No.
No, that it's a little too greasy.
Okay.
You want something that's got a little bit more like hold to it. There's a fine line between putting like clay,
Like
into
candle
your
wax?
beer. Yeah, you don't want to be putting candle wax in
Okay.
there, but you want to go between like candle wax and
Pomade.
pomade. Yeah,
Okay.
exactly. You want this nice fine balance. Now,
You know, I bought this mustache wax and I never used
what's
it.
it called?
I don't know, but I never
Oh,
used
okay.
it. And I looked at it like 2 weeks ago and it was super hard. Super hard.
It was mustache wax.
Yeah.
Well, it is wax. So what you should just like hit it with a lighter for a little bit, and it will soften up. It's wax,
like,
right?
Like crack?
Yeah,
Hit it with the
soften it up
lighter
like crack.
under a spoon?
Get your spoon, put the wax on there, and just like light it from underneath. Bend the spoon so it's like like this, and
Curve it,
you
okay.
got the spoon like there, so you can hold it like this. You know what I mean?
Yeah. I know exactly what you mean.
Do you know?
Make crack like this. Make crack like this. Make crack. Make crack. Make crack like this. Bro, that was. I don't know if you ever heard that song. That's called Ghetto Dope by Master P. It teaches you how to make crack.
Really?
Yeah.
Put that song on.
Ghetto Dope by Master P, bro. It tells you how to make crack, what kind of cocaine you need to use to make crack, how much you need to weigh it out. It tells you how much you need to fucking cook it up for a while. You got to wait till it bubble ups and get harder.
What?
Then you got to put it into ready-made cold water. And then you twist the bits like a knot while it's still hot.
Can you
And watch
find
that shit
Brandon?
rock and rise to the fucking top.
can't
we
play
can't
that.
play. Yeah, we
Can't
can't play
play
that.
it.
What are you talking about? We can't play that shit.
Oh, I was just quoting it right now.
All right, hey, let's talk about Project Veritas.
Brandon's like, you can't play that shit. You can't teach kids how to make crack.
Let's talk about Project Veritas, man. They can't stop. They won't stop. They will not stop. They won't not stop. It is right under mystery cell phone. It's the first link.
Veritas.
Brah.
Veritas.
Buh.
Veritas.
I am just a floating head.
You are. You really are.
I am just a floating head.
Sitting on a tin can. Bro, you look so cool. I'm gonna start wearing green from now on.
Sort of fun. I'm just a head. All right, so you guys know Veritas is just doing journalism all over Facebook's face.
Yeah, like just all over it.
It is so much journalism that it's incredible that you'd think you made this kind of stuff up. This comes in, this just in, Facebook's Mark Zuckerberg, quote, "We need to find and terminate people who leak stuff. And we're very good at rooting out people who are leaking stuff." I thought that was a weird choice of words there. He
Yeah.
said, terminate people.
Well, he's a
We're gonna
robot.
I will terminate you.
Yeah, he's a
But
fucking.
no.
He's like that guy from Grandma's Boy.
I will get you.
Bro, and look at Mark Zuckerberg. Bro, that guy has never fucking seen a tan in his life, bro. That motherfucker is whiter than Hitler was, bro. Look at his fucking eyes. He looks like he has cameras inside his eyes because he's a fucking AI shit, bro. That motherfucker's like Terminator, but like who owns, but like if Terminator lived in California, dude. Look at that fucking forehead, bro. You that shit, you could fucking use that shit as a fucking billboard, homie.
Is this beer floating? Oh, I'm a ghost.
What are you talking? You look funny on camera.
Does it look funny?
Yeah.
No.
I mean, the logo is like
Is
disappearing.
this working at all? Hello, is this mic on?
Is this mic on over here, guys?
All right, hey, let's play this video. Like I said, they're doing journalism all over Facebook.
Comments, not only here for Q&A, but also in the poll that I post every week, and something I'm also pretty curious about myself. So Project Veritas posted another video based on leaked materials that expose our colleagues' names and also put them at risk. So what are we doing to actually stop leakers, and how are we keeping our colleagues safe? And I know that Heidi is on the line as well to help you answer this one, but something that I've seen in the comments quite frequently.
Yeah, and I mean, Heidi should definitely jump in on this, but I mean, there are a lot of questions that we get a lot of the time around, when people leak stuff, do we find them? And, I've been clear that we have the number of efforts to find people and we terminate people and pursue the recourse that we have when we identify them. And in this case, we did find them. So, Heidi maybe can talk a bit about that. But we generally don't talk about it or go out of our way when we find folks who leak. But we do a reasonably good job at this, and I think it's the kind of flip side of the coin for having an open culture.
How do they do such a good job? Do you think that they get into your phone and like fuck around in there?
Well, I think they probably looked through some emails of the people who work for them.
Is that right? What does that say? I can't read it. I don't have my glasses on. I'm a puppet. Read it.
Nobody can or is willing to punish them, so they just do whatever they want. That was from Neil Anderson.
Oh, punish who?
Punish the booty.
Punish. Let me punish your booty.
Oh, yeah. Oh, give it to me. Oh, yeah, give it to me.
Shut up. Shut up and take it. Okay, so
if anyone is given unchecked control over others, guess what happens, says Neil.
Well, boys and girls, I wanted to actually talk to you about gay and homosexual sex.
Uh-oh.
I am Fire Marshal Phil, that's right. And, it's been quite a journey. Am I getting enough? Just got to help me out here a little bit there. So, David, are you there, David?
Yes.
Okay, so, you're gay, right?
Just for the month.
Well, yeah, I'm somewhat of a homosexual myself. And
I could tell by that mustache.
I dabble in all sorts of homosexuality.
Uh-huh. Is that why you have that stick in your hands?
Well, this is like my this is how Los is able to move my arm.
Oh, he touches your stick.
Yeah, I was probably holding it up like that, like, please, teacher. No. I wanted to show you. I wanted to be your teacher.
You want to be my teacher?
Your teacher.
Okay.
Like, because you don't know anything about gays, and I think we need to talk about the children being gay.
Okay. The children being gay.
You see, when you are a child, you can be gay.
Oh, I didn't know that.
Yes, it's true.
Mm.
It's true.
How gay is a child?
10.
It's a 10. Is it 10 that's right?
It's
it's a 10 that's right.
It's a 10 that's right. Yeah! Oh boy, where is this show gone off the rails or what? All right.
Talking about kids' homosexuality. 10 that's right. How gay are you, kids? 10 that's right.
Why didn't you cover up the rest of my arm there?
I was trying to, but it was just so hard.
All right, never mind.
That's what she said.
So okay, this is, we need to get serious. That was fun though. Brandon's having fun.
Zuckerberg.
Are you having fun, Brandon? Oh yeah. He's like, this. You guys are fucking assholes.
Brandon's like, you guys are fucking weird as shit.
We're gonna talk about it off the air.
You guys.
You guys are fucking weird.
I thought that'd be fun if we did a whole show like that, but
Talking about
I gotta get the Green Man costume because it's gonna be much easier to see out of it.
Green Man. Fight the black man.
So essentially, tell us why, like, Facebook is in trouble in the first place. What did the whistleblower from Veritas reveal?
So pretty much what the whistleblower has. Oh shit!
What the fuck?
What the hell? What in the world?
That should be our background design.
Well, yeah, man. With the leakers leaked is pretty much like how Facebook has been targeting what they call vaccine hesitancy.
Yep.
So to give you guys an example of what a question would pop up as vaccine hesitancy is if somebody were to ask, if I got the vaccine, or do I still need to wear a mask? Or if I already got COVID, do I still need to get the vaccine? Those types of questions are flagged as vaccine hesitancy, and they shadow ban those kind of comments and questions.
Chris Odom, he's taking off. Gotta go, guys. See you next week. And I realized he said gotta train it when he was talking about the mustache earlier. But he's also, I think he's a train conductor too. So maybe that was that a pun? I don't know, Chris. Gotta train it. Is that how it goes?
Bro, I thought you were gonna fucking start dropping a beat. But yeah, dude. So fucking Veritas again is dropping fucking these truth bombs on everybody, and it's funny how fucking they're having a conversation on leakers, and somebody leaks that conversation.
Yeah, and if you guys want like more in-depth things and legally standing, look up this guy on YouTube, Viva Frei, Frei. Viva Frei is a Montreal litigator turned YouTuber, and he makes these things called vlogs. VLAW.
Video logs.
Yeah. Well, not video logs, but like law vlogs.
Oh shit, vlogs.
Isn't that pretty clever?
Bob Loblongs Loblog.
Yeah.
Hey, that's fucking dope, bro. Damn.
Could you just like pull up YouTube and we'll take a little snippet of his stuff, but I think you guys should appreciate him because he breaks down these things. He's a lawyer, so he literally reads things that are.
Wait,
like,
is that Jewish dude with the glasses? Big nose?
Is he a Jewish guy? He does wear glasses. He does have a nose.
Yeah, I
don't
think
know if
he's a
it's big.
Jew.
He does have Jew curls. He may be. It's a
Yeah.
lawyer.
Does he always do videos like in his car in his office?
Yeah.
Yeah, I think I've seen that. I didn't know that was his shit.
Well, Project Veritas has like shared him, like, and he's in it saying,
yeah, he's talking about Veritas shit. He's an actual lawyer.
yeah, he's a lawyer, and he talks. He says like the projection thing, like that
Yeah.
line, and they keep using it on the Veritas videos. Viva, and then Fry's Frei. Viva Frei here, Montreal litigator and YouTuber. That's how he always introduces
Montreal YouTuber.
Montreal litigator turned YouTuber. Yeah, that's him. That's the guy. Viva freaking Frei. He's the guy. Viva freaking Frei.
He's
There
the
he
guy.
is. He's
Viva
our guy.
freaking Frei.
Viva motherfucking Frei.
He's a guy. Viva Frei. He's a guy. Yeah, that guy.
He won't lie.
He's
Viva
like
Frei.
he's like the lawyer Casey Neistat.
Let's see what videos he's got here, and maybe we can find something with Project Veritas in here. And it should be there it is. Act of Desperation, the pink one. Yeah, there it is. We won't watch more than a couple seconds, but I just wanted to show you this guy so you can get him in your mind because I think he's very great YouTuber with great information, factual information, and he's one of those examples of someone who just like spews out like all this knowledge, not knowledge, but all this facts because he reads like actual documents,
Yeah.
and shows you the documents as he reads them. But he still gets like banned or he gets censored or demonetized
Yeah.
for certain words. So he'll say like a shmona virus or something.
Mm-hmm.
So, anyways,
Yeah, this dude is really good at breaking down shit.
super great at breaking down. So
Yeah.
turn him up for just a quick moment.
They alleged were broken in their expose were in fact not broken because they were in fact allegedly not laws. That turned out to be factually
There you go. Factually
incorrect, and other news outlets relied on the New York Times piece in order to claim that the Project Veritas expose was itself bunk. Well, Project Veritas and James O'Keefe did
You know he's Canadian because he says project. Project Veritas. Project. Progress. Profession. It makes sense that you'd use pro.
Pro?
Why did it become progress or
We're Americans.
procreation? Procreation? I guess it still says pro.
I always say herbs as herbs as herbs.
I got my herbs here.
My
herbs.
Herbs.
I don't say the herbs. I don't say the H. I say
Herbs just sound way better because it sounds like you're talking to a
got
friend.
herbs and herbs and vegetables. It's weird.
Herbs.
Herbs.
Just sounds better.
Herpes is now your peas.
Your piece. Get it? Your piece.
You got it. Okay, let's go to some other news here. Let's go to this transgender dude has a baby. Because
Oh, dude, this was a fucking dummy.
here, you read this one because I like the way you read these transgender ones.
The trannies.
You're our official tranny corresponder.
Transgender man.
Let's go to David, our transgender correspondent, with some news.
Oh yeah, thank you very much. Let's a transgender man who has given birth to 2 children details the trauma of pregnancy. So thank you, because we've never known that before. So thank you about that, transgender man. Admitting he used to let people think his bump was a beer belly so they wouldn't judge him. Caden Coleman, 34 years old, named Eliza at a 10-month-old named Journey with his partner. Both pregnancies were surprises, with the first occurring when he had to stop taking testosterone following a mastectomy.
Yeah, that's a boob. That's chopping off your tits.
He called his pregnancies very tumultuous and is educating others on how to care for trans pregnant people. Caden says he has been misgendered, turned away from care, and even offered an abortion. But because most people assumed he had a beer belly, I didn't have to walk around in fear, worrying that people wanted to inflict violence on me. Wait, what?
So let's scroll down, and you should take a look at this guy. That's a dude. Doesn't that look like a fucking dude?
Because he has a beard.
Well, the beard, but like scroll down, and keep scrolling down.
So they cut off.
That's a fucking beer belly, dude. I've seen some boilers that look just like that.
Oh, bro, Jimmy had one, didn't he?
I don't think his boiler was
Jimmy
that
had
big.
one that big, bro.
No, that's Randy Gut, dude. That's fucking Mr. Leahy. Like, Randy.
Look at how that motherfucker had to start that video. She had to be like this. Oh, I have a beard, so you need to believe that I'm a man, not a
It sort of
woman.
reminds me of that joke in, I think it's Don't Be a Menace. It's like, man, I thought that she was, I didn't know she was pregnant, man. I thought she just had a cup of 40s.
Yeah.
I thought
Yeah.
that was a
Don't
little
Be a Menace. Yeah, yeah,
I
yeah.
thought it was a beer belly. I didn't know she was pregnant.
So it says in January, he was again stunned to learn that he was pregnant again, expecting with his boyfriend Dominique, 30. Probably shows off photos, both children on Instagram, but he's still by partially difficult. This is stupid, bro. Why the fuck? This is stupidity. This is fucking retardation. Why are we like what?
Well,
A fucking
your
woman-
words, your words are pretty harsh, but I agree with you in the sense that this defies what science has previously concluded about what male and a female are, and pregnancy is a inherently female trait.
Yes.
And a female, well, happen to be born female, so you go, okay, a trans male had it. Well, I'm sure that he was probably born a woman.
So you know what happened here?
Or you weren't born a woman, you were
You
born
know
a
what
girl.
happened here? I'm
With
gonna
female.
I'm gonna break this down real easy for y'all. A woman got fucked by a guy and had a baby. How is that surprising?
Yeah, and then go back up there for a second. Yeah. He was soon discovered at 1st of January. He was again he was stunned to learn that he was pregnant again, expecting a child with his boyfriend Dominique, 30. Now go down to the picture of these two. So this is a regular heterosexual couple.
Yeah.
Right?
Yes.
Would a priest marry them?
I don't know. That's a good question.
Would you marry them?
I would not.
You would not.
Fuck no.
But that's a regular heterosexual relationship.
Not in their identities.
Not in their
They
identities.
identify as different people, but
They're gay. They're
but
gay men.
They're just gay. No, they're straight.
I know.
That's all. They're not even gay, bro. They're just straight motherfuckers.
I know, but
if this fucking man was an actual woman and probably had her hair done and put some fucking lipstick on and had some big old titties, and
late
this
now.
motherfucker was actually dressed to the nines, let his fucking beard grow, fucking faded himself up, they would end up together and they would have a baby together and say, "Congratulations, we're a heterosexual couple who
No.
has had a baby."
now because it's a heterosexual couple, now in their minds it's not, but in reality it's totally a male and a
This
female
is the
situation.
stupidity
here.
that we have to fucking put up with in this fucking world, dude.
Hey, look at these pictures. That dude, like if you walked, you would not know that that's not a dude. That's a good example. I've always said dudes going into like chicks.
Oh yeah.
You tell,
Yeah.
they look like dudes that are, but sometimes if they're chubby enough,
Oh,
chicks
dude,
look like
hold
fucking
on.
dudes.
There's lesbians
That
who pass off as guys.
dude, totes.
There's so many lesbians that pass off as guys. But again,
So
look.
okay, so this guy was complaining that he missed out on the opportunity of being like the doors being open and being, when you see a pregnant woman out in the wild and you're like, oh shit, and you want to open the door and you treat her like
Like a woman.
like a queen.
Yeah.
Someone that's about to do something magical, right? Like that's what men do. And he said that he missed out on all that because he's a trans man that everyone thought, because he passes so well for a man that people didn't want to open the door because there's a stigma, because men obviously can get pregnant. The one fucking male that looks just like the one female that looks exactly like a male, but still has all the regular parts of a female, which means in return, while you're not growing beard with chemicals you're injecting into your ass face or whatever.
Well, and that's the thing that we say, man. The minority, right? The least percentage amount should not become the majority. Just because 1 in a trillion it happens doesn't mean you have to make it the main thing.
Yeah, correct.
You know what I mean? And that's what trans and all these fucking idiots try to do, is make it like it's a fucking thing, dude. And it's so annoying because it's not, but they shove it down your throat. They do the very thing, funny enough, they do the very thing that they accuse Christians of doing, shoving their ideology down your throat. But they do it in a way worse manner because they don't respect you while they do it.
Well, it says they're missing religion, and that's their religion.
Yeah.
And they're evangelicals.
Trannies. Yeah, they are. They probably try to evangelize to people about trans and all that shit.
Can you shrink not the actual text, but the window itself, because it cuts off a good inch. There you go.
Oh shit.
A little too far over there. All right, let's go with an update. So a couple weeks ago, we talked about these 2 girls that carjacked and killed this immigrant. They carjacked. They're minors, by the way. So I think it's 16 and 14 is the age of these 2 girls. With a taser,
I remember that.
Matter of fact, so what happened is that this guy was kind enough to give these 2 girls a ride. Not an Uber driver or whatever. I don't know exactly the circumstances of why he was giving them a ride in the first place. These women then tried to commandeer the car with their taser, successfully got in the driver's seat while he was trying to push his way back in. In the meantime, they gunned it. They ganned it. They gunned it. And they hit a pole. The door's wide open, and he's sort of hanging in the driver's side door hole. And it hits the first initial hit. They hit a pole, and it pretty much crushes him in 2 places. And then they take a sharp right turn, and this car flips. He goes flying on the pavement. And instead of helping this old man, these 2 ladies were too concerned with where their cell phone was so they can get away without any sort of evidence. But the 13-year-old pleaded guilty to murder in the death of an Uber Eats driver. She and another girl attempted to carjack near Nationals Park in late March. The girl pleaded guilty to second-degree murder in juvenile court. Now, that's the bullshit part, and we'll get into that in a second here. The girl, age 13, appeared in a virtual court hearing where she pleaded guilty to second-degree murder in the March 23rd death of Muhammad Anwar, 66 years old, a Pakistani immigrant and grandfather, according to a Washington, D.C. court official. Other charges against her, including armed carjacking, will be dropped. Under the plea deal, she will be released from prison when she turns 21, if the maximum sentence is imposed. That's what I wanted to talk to you about.
If
under the plea deal, which she pleaded guilty, she will be released from prison when she turns 21. When she turns 21, because she's got so much privilege here that they treated her as a juvenile.
Oh,
because Yeah, they treat her as a juvenile, as a minor. They're what do they call that? Trying her as a minor.
Yeah.
Which means that it's probably true, and I probably get it. If I was there talking to her, she probably is very stupid. Like, very, very, very stupid. Now, 21, you go to federal fuck me in the ass prison. I don't know if that sentence is long enough. I think it needs to be much longer than that.
Yeah,
You
definitely.
killed this man.
No, yeah, they killed. I mean, that's felony murder.
Yeah.
That's all very familiar right now
Could
with
you
another
imagine?
case going that just got done. Like, no, I mean, at that point, she willingly, like, killed somebody.
Yes.
Like, there's no trying you as a minor. That's a fucking adult crime.
Yep.
Plain and simple.
Without a doubt.
Imagine.
It should be.
Just
should be.
Imagine if the races were reversed. What if there was these were two white, let's say white dudes, you know? I don't know. It's that whole like what if kind of thing. And what else are you supposed to do? She is scheduled to be sentenced July 6th. At least she'll get to celebrate July 4th, you know? Last independence, you know, till you're fucking, you get put away.
Until you lose your independence.
Another girl, 15, involved in the carjacking, pleaded guilty to a murder charge in May. So like
In
there was
May?
okay. So that one was probably the one who got in the driver's seat
Damn.
because they were the one that like actively grabbed the car. The DC Department of Youth Rehabilitation Services has custody of the girls. The cell phone footage is disturbing. Should we watch it?
I'm down.
No, you'll actually let's click on that because the guy, the reporter that talks, I actually copied him to for the intro. If you want to click on that red link there. I really don't want to play it. You don't? Not really. Just a couple seconds. I want you to hear this guy talk because it's
This is Facebook After Dark.
he sounds like Buffalo Bob and shit. Like
With her eyes downcast, her face covered with a mask and a
He looks
plastic
like him.
shield backed up against a
Put the fucking lotion in the
cinder-block wall at
basket.
the detention center.
all right, that's enough.
The 13-year
Thank you. So there's the update on the two girls who carjacked and killed the innocent immigrant there. All right, we got a couple of things left and we're out of here for the day. So let's go. Do you want to do Biden or do you want to do AOC?
Let's do Biden.
Biden. All right, let's go to Biden. What we have here are just some fun videos. And we'll critique what he says here. So these are the best from this week. We got 3 of them. And this one was quite weird. And
Oh shit.
like honestly, you couldn't think of okay, just go ahead. We'll talk about it after.
But you know what, Rev? I didn't realize hate's never defeated. It only hides. It hides. And given a little bit of oxygen, just a little bit of oxygen by its leaders, it comes out of there from under the rock like it was happening again, as if it never went away. And so, folks, we must not give hate a safe harbor. As I said in my address at the joint session of Congress, according to the intelligence community, terrorism from white supremacy is the most lethal threat to the homeland today. Not ISIS, not Al-Qaeda, white supremacists. That's not me. That's the intelligence community under both Trump and under my administration. 2 weeks ago, I signed into law the COVID-19 Hate Crimes Act, which the House had passed, and the Senate. My administration will soon lay out our broader strategy to counter domestic terrorism and the violence driven by the most heinous hate crimes and other forms of bigotry. But I'm going to close where I started. To Mother Randall, Mother Fletcher, Mr. Van Ellis,
Bigotry.
to the descendants, and to all survivors. Thank you.
All right, thank you very
Thank
much. White dudes are worse than ISIS, he's saying.
Yeah.
Unbelievable, man. Now ISIS is not like Al Qaeda. Do we forget that like 2,000 people died at 9/11?
Yeah.
Because of a
Yeah.
terrorist attack, and that we're under constant threat from them. It's the weirdest thing to make white supremacy, because it's like this. Like, why can't you say like what their definition of white supremacy is?
it's all encompassing of like Republicans.
Well, not
basically.
just that. I think there is more attacks on Jews than there are on blacks and other ethnicities.
Neil Anderson first says, I got banned from Facebook today for posting "line them up, shoot them down" about the recent Minnesota police shooting victim. Biden is slowly slipping away. He was a different man during the primaries. Do you think he actually believes that white supremacy thing? I don't know if he believes in the white supremacy thing because as far as I know, he said very white supremacist things like, I don't want my kids to grow up in a racial jungle, a jungle of racist people of them blacks, you know, the thing. I don't know if he actually believes anything. It's hard to get a grasp of what he actually believes because I rarely get to see him actually speak. It's always in front of a teleprompter, and then the things that he stumbles on are things that he's trying to come up with. But he's always trying to tell a joke, and then he says things that are hilarious, and then he goes, "It's not a joke. It's not a joke." But then when he tells a joke, nobody laughs, and he's saying he's waiting. It's like,
laugh, you idiots!
Hey, you fucking dumb bastards! All right, here's another one. Here's another flub. Biden says January was how long ago?
Since January 20, and we're talking now about 15 months ago, the average daily cases are down from 184,000 to 19,000.
Ben Shapiro says that it's like he's in an everlasting battle with the teleprompter.
15 months ago was January?
Yeah, 15 months ago. Okay, Google, what was 15 months ago? March 4th. It's not even in the same thing.
March.
15 months ago was March 4th.
March 4th.
Thank you, Google. That was nice of you. All right, so that wasn't even January.
All
right, what do we got here next?
This one's
is
a
the last
motherfucking creepy ass.
This one I saved. It's the best for last, and now it's not really the best, but this is the good old creepy Joe that we all love and
who sniffs little girls.
We remembered here. This is the one we all showed you guys all about. This is the president you guys voted for.
Y'all motherfuckers.
This is your fault.
And I'm honored to be joined today by Governor Northam and by two great representatives of the Commonwealth, Congressman Laurie and Congressman Scott. And I want to thank
Governor Northam. That's Ralph Northam. You remember that name?
Mm-hmm.
You know what he was famous for?
Wasn't he the black dude?
No. He's the guy that was photographed in the yearbook. Either he was the
KKK
guy
one
or the guy in blackface. And then he talked about abortion like after birth.
Yeah, after birth abortion.
We'll make them as comfortable as
as
possible.
Comfortable. You gotta make them comfortable.
What Alex Jones is doing. We'll make them comfortable.
You gotta get them comfortable.
You take them babies right out of the womb.
You take them out of the pussy and then you make them comfortable.
You hold them in your arms. You say, "There you go, little baby.
Hey, little baby.
I'm gonna choke the life out of you when your mama ain't around. You dead, bitch.
But I'm gonna make you comfortable before you die, little
I'm gonna
baby.
have sex with this baby." That's what you're saying. Okay, let's continue on.
thank you for all that you do to represent these service veterans because they're devoted to you. Their family members, their caregivers, survivors will call Virginia home. I'm especially honored to share the stage with Brittany and Jordan and Nathan and Margaret Catherine. I love those barrettes in her hair, man. I tell you what, look at her. She looks like she's 19 years old, sitting there with her, like a little lady with her legs crossed. Brittany, you're doing triple duty. As a veteran, military.
Look, the sign language girl is having a hard time. She's like, I don't know if I want to interpret that shit.
Do you think if we put it on mute, you just read her doing sign language, you'd be able to tell us what she's saying?
No.
All right. That's the creepy, and so evidently that's a very young little girl. Very young little girl.
And he was thinking 19.
No, he's like, okay, I get what he's saying. It's just so creepy and cringy. What he's saying there, it's like, oh, she's a big girl, like look at her trying to look like a big girl. She looks like she's 19, all fresh, ready for the plucking. I know it's bad. It sounds really bad, but he's a senile old man, and you need to be consistent. He's not a pederast, okay?
Oh, he's a big pederast.
He's just a fucking.
That dude likes to sniff more than little girls' hairs.
He sniffs more panties than your fucking cat,
Probably.
than your dog. Do you ever find like your wife's like panties eaten by your dog?
Never.
Okay, good. Because that happens. That's a thing.
Is it really?
Oh yeah, like chicks like they're like if they have a dog, the dog like finds those panties and like will just like live in them, like just love them.
Never.
They just are. They love
Our
the
cat
smell
likes
that
to.
comes
Our
from 'em.
cat likes to sleep on blankets and towels, and our dog just likes to sleep anywhere.
Yeah, any old place. Yeah, some cats just like the things that feel good, so they can do that
Yeah,
like
dude, fucking
kneading and shit. They're
That's
making,
our cat with all those
making
fucking
biscuits.
Yep, that's what he does.
Yeah.
Salem fucking makes biscuits all day.
Yeah, what Salem? What a fucking name, basic bitch name for a black cat these days. You couldn't go for Felix?
Look, bro, my wife named him, not me.
Basic B word over there.
So
All right, let's get to the very last thing, and we're out of here now. Let's give you a little background here. So we've got Alexandria Ocasio-Cortez. I guess
AOC.
you can pull up the thing, but don't pull it up just yet on this screen. It's the AOC thing, and she went to Puerto Rico because her grandmother is sick. She traveled down there and took some
Su
pictures.
abuelita.
She went out there to take a picture of. I took some pictures of her dilapidated casita, and she blamed Donald Trump because he got rid of relief or something.
Oh,
The
yeah.
relief hasn't shown up, and she's like, "Thanks a lot." Like this is for publicity.
Yep.
What she was doing here, and Matt Walsh, one of my favorite political commentators. Some people say we look alike. We may be.
Maybe
But
brothers.
he's got more of a voice like this. Anywho,
I think he just tries.
he talked about how she gets paid $170,000 a year plus. That's like $176,000 a year for her
Without book
government
deals
job.
or anything like that.
She gets our money, and she just recently got a new a Tesla, $55,000 Tesla. You think she'd be able to take care of her grandma.
Oh yeah.
But no, instead she wanted to take a picture and say, "Oh, thanks a lot, Donald Trump. You're supposed to be paying for my grandma who's got a dilapidated house and is sick. I mean, I've got the money, and I'm going to give her some money after I do this, but to bring up Donald Trump." So Matt Walsh was like, "Well, if you're so hard up for money, I'll go ahead and start a GoFundMe. So if you can go ahead and pull this from the Daily Wire, this is some of the funniest." And it's sort of trolling in a way, but it's sort of not trolling because Republicans and conservatives actually care here. After Ocasio-Cortez reveals squalid conditions of her abuela's home, Matt Walsh starts viral GoFundMe to help.
Wow.
After Democratic Socialist Representative Alexandria Ocasio-Cortez revealed this week that her abuela is living in a dilapidated home, a situation she laid at the feet of former President Donald Trump, Daily Wire podcast host Matt Walsh launched a GoFundMe account to raise and save money at her home. Now, before we click on that GoFundMe account link, how much money do you think is in there right now? Now, I'll tell you, he donated $500 to get it started.
I would say 10,000.
That's a good guess. What about you, Brandon?
I already saw.
Oh, you already saw.
I spoiled it for myself.
Let's go ahead and click on it and see exactly how much they raised. This pictures of Abuela's home. Save OC's Abuela's ancestral home.
What?
$104,000. This is for real. What a serious troll. This is some great stuff. Now, obviously, they're going to give this money to Abuela. What do you think AOC's going to say? AOC's going to say, no, we're going to not take any of your Nazi money, okay? I don't want to. I'll give her. She's going to have to give this money out from her own pocket to make up for the money from this, just so she doesn't have to take Republicans' handout. Let's read some of these comments here. They're probably, dick comments. Poor Granny thought the drip was gone when AOC was elected. Now the drip is back. We'll save you from the drip, Granny. A good deadbolt will save you from the biggest drip. What the fuck? He donated $10, I think. Conservative, social justice-oriented white male dedicated to taking action where opportunities arise to advance the greater good. Thanks for the opportunity, Matt. A true representation of the real America we live in. Love one another. Kimberly donated $5. $50. Great idea. Maybe this becomes a permanent movement for others in need who have no one to help them. Call it the MAGA Force. Maybe Chuck Norris could be the team leader. Oh, my God, that would be sick. Dude.
All abuelas matter, baby.
AAM, baby.
Make abuela's house great again, MAGA. Oh, this bitch.
This is some good stuff, though, man. I hope this helps. It's amazing what the American people can do when we unite for a common cause without any help from the government.
Wow.
Oh, good. So good. So go back to the article here. And so basically what this started, what Matt Walsh started was a viral thing here. And if you want to scroll down to where he started his Twitter thread here, he said he'll kick things off by donating $499. And then I challenged Ben Shapiro, Michael Knowles, and Jeremy Boring to match this donation.
Well, you skipped right over. He started with $499 because she owns it. She has a Tesla.
Well,
and the Tesla payment. $499.
That's exactly right.
Yeah.
I was going to get there. And so Jeremy Boring wrote his, I'll do my part to make a Tesla Model 3 lease payment to help AOC's grandma fix her roof. So basically what they're doing is they're giving money so that she could pay money to Abuela. I'll give you the $500 because I know you're probably hiring up for it, you know. So here's $500. Don't worry about paying off your Tesla this month. Why don't you go fix your Abuela's roof here? Michael Knowles jumps in there. I nominate Adam Carolla. Ben Shapiro says I nominate Steven Crowder. Candace Owens gets in on this. A hashtag started, hashtag help Abuela.
No fucking way. Help Abuela was a hashtag?
So Matt Walsh originally tweeted, quote, shameful that you live in luxury while allowing your own grandmother to suffer in these squalid conditions, end quote. And Alexandria Ocasio-Cortez, she retweeted him and said, you don't even have a concept for the role that first-generation born daughters play in their families. My abuela is okay, but instead of only caring for mine and letting others suffer, I'm calling attention to the systemic injustices you seem totally fine with in having in a U.S. colony. And then that's all. That's all that she wrote about that. Isn't that funny? Isn't it such a... It's one of the best trolls, sort of troll. It's trolling for sure, but it's for an actual cause. It's for a funny cause. Because it's going to make...
Wait, hold on. Scroll back up to that. You don't even have a concept for the role... That first gen, firstborn daughters play in their family. So she's focusing on herself. You don't know what it's like to be me. That's what she's saying.
I think
you don't know, you don't know the weight I have in my shoulders. You don't know the hardship that I had by earning $170,000 a year. You don't know what it's like to be me. Come on, bitch. What the fuck are you talking about? You make that much money, you can't even break off your granny a little some?
Don't disrespect her by calling her a bitch.
She's a bitch, bro. That's bitch attitude right there.
Yeah, I know, but you're a Christian man. Don't use those kind of words.
No, but I know a bitch when I see one.
Yeah, I mean, but come on.
I know a bitch when I see one, bro.
To quote the great Joe Biden, come on, man.
Come on, man.
Come on, man.
Come on, man. Hey.
On that note.
I applaud you.
Why?
Because it's like I'm applauding Matt Walsh.
Oh, thank you. Well, you know, I do what I can for Daily Wire, and I don't really care about what you say because I'm Matt Walsh, and, you know, this is the Matt Walsh show, and, well, you know, I'm a big conservative guy, and, you know, if you ask me if I want to legalize drugs, I'm going to say no because I believe that's a bad idea. I'm Matt Walsh.
Matt Walsh.
I'm Matt Walsh. Thank you guys for watching. This has been another episode of Emergency Exit Podcast. If you like our content, feel free to like and subscribe and tell your friends. We're going to be here every Friday at 10 o'clock Central Standard Time. So tell your friends to watch if you really want to piss them off. In the meantime, we'll be back. Stay cool, stay hip. For Brandon the Hardhead Mitchell. For exactly David Aguilar, Tio Tomas, I'm Lo saying, be cool, stay hip. Go bananas.
Go bananas.
Go bananas.